a recent account of treating severe migraine headaches. So today I had a call from someone who's had a very severe migraine headache that was about uh, suffering with it for about 8 hours. And I thought it was going to be very challenging because initially I'm normally doing, anxiety relief in a 10-minute session. And I did a initial 10-minute session, and of course it didn't work because it was very severe. And also potentially it could not work. So I will describe that session to you briefly in this video today. For those of you who like the contents of my videos, please also remember to like and subscribe to my channel. This will greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. And if I could ask you an even greater favor, if you could share it with just one more person, in your network or with your social media, and also add a comment. This will really be very helpful, and I would highly appreciate that. For those who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. I do have a special offer running currently, a 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5. And I'm also an advanced level yoga meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In that period, I've studied under various masters from different schools of thoughts, from varying cultures across the globe, the, the Eastern, Far Eastern, Middle Eastern, and Western, modern scientific principles as well, tempering everything with a foundation of modern scientific empirical barometer, so to speak. And to that end, I've created my own unique protocols, making them adapted to the 21st century, simpler, better, faster, more effective, time efficient, and results orientated. To that end, I've got students in over 100 countries and to date. And my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation protocol, which you can download for free from my website, yogawellness786.com, in exchange for subscribing to my blog, and where you can get further information about my services. So also remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So coming to this very challenging migraine headache, for someone, I did it remotely. He was in a different country across the globe, far from me, thousands of miles away. He was from the UK, in the city of London, and he is a previous patient of mine. Previously, he did have a migraine, that medications were not helping, and I was able to heal it within 4 minutes, right, telepathically. And I thought this time may be the same, but the circumstances were slightly different. It was brought on by severe cold that he didn't have his head protected, and he's got a weakness for, and a history of migraine headaches. So and it was very cold. Currently it's very cold in London. It was around 4 degrees Celsius, last night, and his window was slightly open, and the cold, went into, and when the cold gets in, you didn't have a hot water bottle or anything, hot to put on. But is when someone is suffering, with a very severe migraine, he was like very groggy and talking to me like he was really desperately ill, right? And when the 10-minute, I did the 10-minute, I said, okay, let me do the 10-minute protocol, what I normally do for the 10-minute anxiety fix, and it's normally very effective. Because usually, if it's psychologically based, it works very fast. But if there's some physiological component, depending what, it can take much longer, right? And so I when he reported that there was no difference after 10 minutes and I called him back, I said, okay, let me do a full session, which normally is between 45 minutes to an hour. And on completing the session, and when I called him, he said there was some relief, about 50%, relief, and at least now he's able to, rest a bit. I said, look, these are natural therapies, and they usually need to be repeated, multiple times. But he had some appointments, to attend during that day. I said, okay, once your appointments are done, just message me because the energy is already in you. It's probably working. Let's see how far it's progress and how you feel, and then when you return and ready, to receive, a next, I'll give you the next full session as well. So he said fine, he will do that. About an hour and a half later, he messaged me. He said, I just woke up. I was able to rest for an hour and a half because he needed to leave for his appointment after 2 hours. So he woke up to get ready to go for his appointment, and he said the pain was completely gone. I said, wow, I gave him a thumbs up. And then I called him this evening again, right? To see, how he's doing and whether the pain returned or not. He said, no, it's completely gone and it's still, gone. So usually with the energy healing, it's unlike analgesics, painkillers that masks the pain. This goes and addresses the cause of the pain and removes the cause. So usually it is whatever, you know, um, therapy result is permanent. So if it's 50% maximum, so it will not go back to 70 or 80%. It'll stay at 50 until we do the next. So next, session and, deplete it. And of course, the very challenging, therapies are the terminal illnesses and so forth, where I have a very high success rate because what, terminal illnesses, I do a 100-day protocol to completely blast it out. And quite often, especially with stage 4 cancer, where all the, medical therapies, are failing to bring about any more positive result. I repeat, the same 100 sessions as long as necessary, but there is normally within a 10-day period substantive improvement or noticeable improvement, right? So that's the story of the severe migraine headache, doing a remote healing, and it worked. It didn't work with the 10-minute, anxiety fix that I normally do for people with stress and anxiety. And of course, a lot of people with stress and anxiety, they need a, full session, and they very often need, at least a minimum of 10 sessions, right? If it's something, really substantive and, with a very long history, and may need to be repeated. But there is, whatever recovery happens, you feel some sense of improvement after a first complete session, right? You do feel something, and it gradually improves until it's completely obliterated, as opposed to masking it and, and so forth. So doesn't mean therapy and the medical intervention is not important. That is the foundation, right? Because even this person, he still went to the doctor and he took chronic medications for migraine because it comes in, frequently, and he wants to have, the medical intervention there, and he's also on chronic depression treatment for a long period, but much controlled. So there are certain physiological problems that needs both intervention. So the energy healing is not a replacement for medical therapy. It supports the medical therapy greatly. It is a type of intervention which is slow, natural, without side effects, and there is no clashing with any kind of medication, right? So you can have whatever medication, it will not clash because it's not physiological. The therapy is belonging to the energy field from the quantum energy field uh, nature, right? Which is beyond wave or particle, right? So therefore, it will never interfere with anything physiological ever, right? And so I hope that information helps you, and take care of yourself always.